did a video showing myself on like my shower routine. Like when I'm in the shower, I have to like hop out on one foot and then tap my head 3 times and tap wood 3 times, which is completely bonkers. I know it sounds crazy, but like this is OCD in like a nutshell. Okay, here's the reason that all autistic people do things in three. I know what you're thinking, but bear with me. So, what is going on here? How are autistic individuals doing things in three? How are they doing things in three? And why are they doing things in three? And it's really interesting, okay? Because I myself, my name is Dan, by the way, and I have autism and ADHD. And so if you're new around here and you want to learn more, just remember to hit the subscribe button. The thing about autism is that it comes with OCD, which is an obsessive compulsive disorder. Now, not to be confused, there are two types of OCD that run parallel with autism, okay? The first one is OCD that gives you a happy, content feeling of following a routine that you enjoy. So doing certain things a certain amount of times over and over again gives you predictability and enjoyment, and that OCD to do it pleases you. However, there's a secondary OCD where when you do something, you have to do it a certain way, because if you don't do it a certain way, something bad is going to happen. And this is typically how OCD works. And this is the bad OCD, okay? And this is the one that most people have if they have a diagnosis of OCD outside of like autism or neurodivergence. It's just this bad one, okay? They feel like if they do not do the things that they're compelled to do, something bad is going to happen to them or their loved ones, or bad luck is going to follow them around. And it's crazy. Like I have so many of these. And the more I try to compensate for them, the more another one grows. And this is really interesting about OCD, by the way. If you try to be like, look, I'm not gonna throw this towel around 3 times before putting it on the rack anymore. I'm just gonna take it, straighten it out, put it on the rack. That's your new OCD. It grows like vines in your brain. It's horrible. If you know what I'm talking about, drop me a comment down below. I'd love to support you, because it is horrible and it's difficult, but it isn't the end, okay? Like OCD can be contained. However, autistic individuals, getting back to this specific video, will have the urge or the need or the want to do certain things a certain way, and they enjoy it, but also they have this counterpart, which is I'm going to do things because I feel like something bad's going to happen, or if I don't do it, I get frustrated. I get frustrated because it has to be done in that certain way. And this is really interesting. I experienced this, and so does my partner. Now, what is it about the number 3? So when I do things, I don't even know why. Like this comes over me so much. I have to do things in 3. Like if I'm going to do 3 dots on the end of a message, like ... on the end of a message, or I'm going to do, 3 emojis. I'm going to do 3 emojis, right? I'm going to put emojis down, I'm going to put 3 emojis down. But if I'm going to wash my hands, I'll wash my hands, right, for like 3 seconds, and then I'll count for 3. I'll wash my hands 3 times, for 3 seconds, right, which is like 9 seconds of washing my hands. And then I'll ring them like 1, 2, 3, right? And if I do it slightly wrong, I have to start again. And the same, I'll dry my hands like 1, 2, 3, and then do it 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then sometimes, like if I wanted to do something where, like, for instance, I did a video showing myself on like my shower routine. Like when I'm in the shower, I have to like hop out on one foot and then tap my head 3 times and tap wood 3 times, which is completely bonkers. I know it sounds crazy, but like this is OCD in like a nutshell, okay? And when I do that, if I slightly do it like 1, 2, 3, oh, I've missed it. And then I have to go back and be like, do the whole thing again, but then do it 3 times to compensate for the one that I missed. So I have to do it 3 times. So basically I did it like 4 times, 1 kind of half done, and then 3 really good ones. And then sometimes if I'm having a really bad time, I'll do 3 more and then an extra 1 to make sure I covered it. But then I realize I've done 5, so I have to do an extra 1 to make it 6. And this just goes on and on. This is why a lot of the time I'm late for things, which is really, really difficult. And it's not just me. I've spoken to many autistic individuals, and maybe you included, where the things that you do, you'll do it in 3. Like maybe you'll turn the light switch on and off 3 times. Maybe you will check the stove 3 times to make sure that the stove is off. Maybe you're going to clap your hands 3 times. Maybe you're going to stand up and sit down 3 times, close the door 3 times. All of that. And I know I can see you behind this screen now smiling, be like, oh my goodness, I feel called out. If you feel called out, give this video a thumbs up and comment down below and just be like, Dan, I struggle with this, and I need some support. Don't worry, we're here to support you. Me and my team take on people every single day, one-to-one, and we help with this kind of stuff. And by the way, guys, if that's something you're interested in, if you'd like to work with me or my team on something, either the free resources on our website, or you want to book one-to-one coaching and mentorship with us, either me or my partner Flavia, for the ladies, then all you have to do is go to the link down below, which is theaspieworld.com/booking, and just book in with us, either me, if you want to be with me, or with my partner Flavia, for a free 15-minute call, and we can just help direct you if it's a program you need, or if it's mentorship, or if it's just the free resources on our website that you didn't know existed. All that stuff is there specifically for you. So, why in threes? There is no rhyme or rhythm, as much as I can understand. But almost like 3 is a comfortable number. Even though it's an odd number, it's actually quite comfortable. Because when we think about things in general, we think about like, mum, dad, and a kid, and that's a really interesting concept. Or a triangle has 3 corners. And that to me is quite calming, soothing, and very comforting, because 3 is kind of a interesting number. Now, if you put 2 threes together, you make the number 8. 2 threes the other way around, it makes the number 8. 8 is the infinity symbol also, and also 8 is a lucky number in Japan. And all of that, as much as it doesn't make much sense, it kind of soothes the brain a little bit, right? But this is what's really interesting about this. Nikola Tesla. Now, if you don't know who Nikola Tesla is, Nikola Tesla was an amazing electrical chemist and physicist. He was a scientist back in the day. And he's responsible for the AC/DC current that carries electricity into our homes to this day. He invented amazing machines like the Tesla car, where it transmitted electricity through the airwaves. Incredible inventor, way ahead of his time. He was also on the autism spectrum. Retrospectively, people have interviewed people who have known him through interviews on books and things like that. And they have come to the conclusion he would have definitely been diagnosed with Aspergers syndrome, because Nikola Tesla had an interesting lifestyle. He was very secluded, wouldn't go out, he was socially isolated, never married, never had a girlfriend, never had a boyfriend or anything like that. And he just wanted to he was obsessed with his work, loved electricity, and was self-taught. This guy's an amazing guy. However, he had a rule of 3. Now, Nikola Tesla believed that the key to the universe and all fundamental energy patterns came in either 3, 9, or 6, which is a derivative of 3, right? And so he did this. He thought he had like a fixation on it, like a hyperfixation, which is definitely acute to autism. And it was tied to OCD, and it caused him to do everything in sets of 3. And even like walking around the block, he'd walk around the block 3 times before going into his hotel room and making sure that anything he did was divisible by 3. He had an attachment to it, which was really interesting. Of course, like all people with, autism or any kind of neurodivergence who have OCD and it's untreated, it can become quite difficult and daunting, and it plays on your mind, and it's just one of those things that sometimes it's calming, and sometimes it's just completely debilitating. And for Nikola Tesla, this must have been quite a stretch. Unfortunately, Nikola Tesla, he died because he was just super old. But he was just a fantastic guy. But it really fascinates me to know that, like, as far back as when Nikola Tesla was doing his stuff, 100 years ago, he was experiencing what we're experiencing today, but just in his own way. Now, I find that just absolutely fascinating. Now, do you do things in 3, or is there another number that I don't know of that you do? I'd love to know in a comment down below. And don't forget, guys, if you want to build autism confidence, you can just go to bulletproofbrain.org right now and watch my free webinar on autism and confidence. But anyway, you want to book a call and talk to me? Let me know. All right, guys. Peace.